The inspiring story of Raju, the poor boy. Raju was a poor boy who lived in a small village. His father was a laborer, and his mother worked in the fields. They worked hard, but they could barely afford to buy food. Raju often went to bed hungry. He didn't have new clothes or shoes, and sometimes he had to borrow books to go to school. Despite his struggles, Raju loved studying. He believed that education was the only way to change his life. Every morning, he woke up early, helped his parents, and then walked 5 kilometers to his school. He didn't mind the long walk because he dreamed of becoming a teacher one day. Raju's teachers noticed his hard work and determination. Even though he didn't have proper study materials, he always scored the highest marks in class. 1. Teacher, Mr. Sharma, took a special interest in him. He often gave Raju extra books and helped him after school. Raju, he said, you are bright. Never give up on your dreams. At home, Raju studied under a dim kerosene lamp because his family didn't have electricity. When he felt tired, he reminded himself of his dream and worked even harder. His friends often invited him to play, but Raju said, I need to study now so I can change my future. One day, there was a scholarship exam announced in his school. The prize was free education in a top school in the city. Raju was excited but also nervous. He knew this could be his chance to break free from poverty. He studied day and night, solving every problem and memorizing every lesson. On the day of the exam, Raju didn't have proper shoes to wear, but he didn't let that bother him. He sat for the exam with confidence, pouring all his knowledge onto the paper. Weeks later, the results were announced, and Raju had scored the highest marks in the district. He had won the scholarship. His parents were overjoyed, but they were also worried. How will you live in the city? His mother asked. We don't have money to send you, but the scholarship covered his fees, books, and even a hostel to live in. Raju promised his parents, I will study hard and make you proud. In the city, life was different. Raju felt out of place among rich students with expensive clothes and gadgets. Some of them teased him for being poor, but Raju ignored them. He focused on his studies and reminded himself why he was there. Over time, Raju's dedication impressed everyone, including his classmates. He became the top student in his school and even won awards in science and math competitions. The principal praised him, saying, Raju, you are an example of how hard work and determination can overcome any challenge. Years passed, and Raju completed his education with flying colors. He was offered a scholarship to a prestigious university. There, he studied to become a teacher, just as he had dreamed. After graduating, Raju returned to his village to give back to his community. He started teaching children who couldn't afford school. He opened a small learning center where students could come for free. Education changed my life, he told them. It will change yours too. Many children were inspired by his story and began working hard to follow in his footsteps. Raju's efforts didn't go unnoticed. A local organization honored him for his contribution to education. They helped him expand his learning center into a full school. Raju named it the School of Hope. It became a place where poor children could dream big and work toward a brighter future. As Raju's school grew, he stayed humble. When people asked him how he achieved so much, he would say, "I never gave up, no matter how hard life was. And I had the love and support of my family and teachers." Raju's story shows us that poverty is not the end of the road. With hard work, determination, and a strong belief in oneself, anyone can overcome challenges and achieve greatness. Today, his life continues to inspire many young children to dream big and never give up. As the years went by, Raju's efforts began transforming his entire village. Children who once roamed the streets now sat in classrooms, eager to learn. Raju didn't just teach them subjects like math and science. He also taught them about life. Never let your circumstances decide your future, he often said. Dream big and work hard too. Make it happen. Raju also worked to improve the village itself. He collaborated with local leaders to build better roads, bring electricity, and provide clean drinking water. He believed that education wasn't just about books, it was about creating a better life for everyone. The villagers, inspired by his dedication, joined hands to make these changes. One day, a girl named Meena, who was from an even poorer family than Raju's, came to him. She said, "Sir, I want to study, but I don't have money for books." Raju smiled and replied, "Education is your right. Come to school, and I'll help you." Meena worked hard under Raju's guidance and went on to become a doctor. Stories like Meena's became common as many of Raju's students achieved great success. As the village progressed, word of Raju's school and his selfless work spread to nearby areas. People from other villages came to see what he had accomplished. Some asked him to help start schools in their villages too. Raju didn't hesitate. He traveled to these places and shared his methods encouraging others to prioritize education. Raju's determination also inspired many of the young people who had left the village in search of better opportunities. When they heard about his efforts, they returned to contribute. Some became teachers at his school, while others donated money and resources. Together, they created a network of schools that helped thousands of children across the region. One day, a government official visited the village to see Raju's work. The official was amazed at how much had been achieved with so little. He recommended Raju for a national award for his contribution to education. At the award ceremony, Raju gave a moving speech. "This award is not just for me," he said. "It's for every child who dares to dream and every person who believes in the power of education." Despite the recognition and success, Raju remained as humble as ever. He continued to live in the same small house where he grew up, wearing simple clothes and eating the same meals as his students. "I don't need wealth or luxury," he would say. "My happiness comes from seeing my students succeed." Raju's school became a place of hope, not just for children, but also for their parents. He started evening classes for adults, teaching them how to read, write, and manage money. Many parents who once felt helpless gained confidence and began supporting their children's education more actively. One of the most touching moments in Raju's life came when the village children organized a surprise event for him. They had pooled their savings to buy him a plaque that read, "To our beloved teacher, who gave us the wings to fly." Raju was overwhelmed with emotion. "You are my real reward," he told them, tears in his eyes. As Raju grew older, his legacy only grew stronger. He trained young teachers to take over his work and ensure the schools continued to flourish. Before he passed away, he told them, "Always remember why we do this. It's not for fame or money. It's for the children who deserve a chance to change their lives." When Raju passed away, the entire village and beyond mourned his loss. Thousands of people came to pay their respects, each with a story of how he had touched their lives. His students, now doctors, engineers, teachers, and leaders, carried forward his vision of using education to uplift the poor. Today, Raju's name is remembered with love and respect. His story is taught in schools as an example of how one person, with courage and determination, can change the world. His life reminds us that no matter how poor or small we may feel, we have the power to rise above our struggles and make a difference in the lives of others.